Hello, welcome to Jason the Old Millennial. My name is Jason. I'm speaking to you here in my basement in the great state of Kansas, and I haven't made a video in about 2 weeks. I got sick with a bad cold about a week ago, a week and a half ago, and wasn't feeling very good, and just was waiting to get better before I made another video. So now I'm totally feeling okay and back to normal. So happy for that, and I can start making videos again. Feels a little weird. I haven't made a video in a while, so I'm trying to get back into it. And today, I'm continuing my list of top 20 movies of the 2010s. I already did number 20 through number 11 already, and so today I'm doing 10 through 6. Um, and this next four movies I'm going to talk about, they happen to be all Marvel movies, MCU movies, superhero movies. And I know I might get some flack for putting too many Marvel superhero movies on my list, but when I think about the movies I love watching the most, it was a lot of the Marvel movies of the last decade. You know, I think there's some movies you watch because there's some great acting or great screenwriting. Makes you gets emotional response out of you. Sometimes you watch just because you want to laugh. Movie is a comedy. Sometimes you watch an action movie because you want to be kind of entertained in a way. And so there's different ways why you watch a movie and why you love watching movies. Um, and I love watching just movies that are just really fun to watch, that I have a really good time, and that's why I love watching some of these Marvel movies because it's just so much fun. They've done a really good job. I love the genre when you can combine good action with good comedy. Action comedies are just one of some of my favorite movies to watch. And I love that combination. It's a great combination. And I think Marvel movies have done such a great job at combining those two. And that's one of the reasons why I've enjoyed a lot of them. Not all of them. There's a lot of Marvel movies I don't care for at all, but the ones that are good are really good, I think. And I actually really enjoy. And not that I'm like a superhero fanboy or Marvel fanboy or DC fanboy. I just like good action, good comedy, some sci-fi, all those combined. If you do it right, then to me, it's a really good movie. And so, saying that, my next or first movie I'm going to talk about today, number 10 on my list, is Guardians of the Galaxy. There you go. Came out in 2014. Um, Guardians of the Galaxy, directed by James Gunn, I believe, starring Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Dave Bautista, Bradley Cooper doing voice work for the raccoon. It's such a strange idea for a movie. I never heard of Guardians of the Galaxy and didn't know that existed as a comic book series or whatnot. And so when it came out, I had no idea. Of course, very strange. There's a talking tree that only says, "I am Groot," the only words he says. And there's a raccoon that talks, and lots of aliens with different colors. Uh, Seems like a very strange movie, but um, it really works as a not so much a superhero movie. I think it's just as a really good sci-fi action comedy, and I think it's one of the funniest movies in the MCU. Definitely, I think probably top two, along with the movie I'm gonna talk about next. Probably, and I love the comedy in it. It really made me laugh, and I love Chris Pratt. I was so happy when he kind of this is the first major role he's ever gotten. I was a big fan of him for Parks and Recreation. I thought he was the best part of that show, and that was a really good show on TV. And so it was really cool when he got this role as Star Lord, Peter Quinn, I believe his name is, in this movie, because he does combine. He got himself in real good shape, so he does have the good looks of a leading man, but he has great comic timing. He's a great, almost kind of Han Solo type character. Just a great character to kind of lead the movie, and then all the other kind of crazy characters come together, and it really works. And it's a movie when I saw in theater, I was like, man, this was such a fun movie to watch, and I love watching it over and over again. And that's why I have Guardians of the Galaxy at number 10. number 9 is said, here's another movie kind of similar. I like it for its comedy, and that is Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok is the third Thor movie, which is interesting. The first two Thor movies, Thor and Thor the Dark World, are actually probably my two least favorite movies in the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I've never been a big fan of Thor, of course, because he's like this. They call him a god. He's this, very powerful like alien that can control thunder, and I'm never as crazy about those type of characters. I love the Batmans and the Spider-Mans and the Captain Americas. I don't know. I love more the hand-to-hand combat type characters, more than just the super powerful, over powerful characters like this. And Thor and Thor 2 were just really boring movies. Didn't care about the character at all. He was fine when he got together with the other Avengers. He was a pretty good, small part to a whole, I think. But I was never a big fan of Thor. And so when Thor Ragnarok came out, I wasn't that crazy about going to see it. But I remember everybody kind of giving it good reviews and talking about it. And so when I went and saw it, I couldn't believe how good it was. And it's become one of my favorite characters now, Thor. Definitely maybe top 3 character after Captain America and Iron Man, Of course, it's directed by Taika Waititi, one of my favorite directors today. I didn't really know him until I was watching this. Then I watched a comedy he does called We Are in the Shadows. It's a vampire comedy that's really funny. And then he did Jojo Rabbit recently, a couple years ago. Got nominated for Best Picture. He won Best Screenplay for it. I believe nominated for Best Director maybe. So he got a lot of accolation for that movie, which is an interesting movie too. So far what I've seen, he's got this really great comedic, kind of quirkiness to him that I really like in his movies. And it's so fun that he brought this comedy into a major blockbuster, action movie like Thor Ragnarok. And I didn't realize that I wanted Thor to be a funny character until I watched this, and I was like, wow, Thor is so much better when he's a funny character, like he made him. And sometimes I think maybe he's too funny or there are too many jokes in there. I don't know. But the more I watch this movie, the more it's gotten up my list of favorite MCU movies because it's just so fun to watch. And the action's not bad either. Action's actually pretty good. Great soundtrack to it. I forgot to say Guardians of the Galaxy, probably one of the best soundtracks to a movie I've seen. Love the soundtracks to these movies. Also love the imagery, the color schemes are really nice in this movie. Anyways, so yeah, if you don't like MCU movies or superhero movies, I mean, Thor Ragnarok's a great movie to watch just because it's just a great sci-fi comedy action movie, kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy. Anyway, so and I don't know if I said that came out in 2017. Thor Ragnarok. That's number 9. Number 8 on my list. It's Captain America: Civil War, which came out in 2016. This is Marvel, like I said, is just on such a roll with the Captain America movies, Iron Man, and then the Thor Ragnarok and Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, what is this, between 2014 2017? This was a great role or a great momentum role for the MCU, for Disney. These movies are so great. Like I said, they do such a good job of really creating great action scenes, some good comedy mixed in there. I said Civil War is not as comedic as Thor Ragnarok or Guardians of the Galaxy, but still they find some ways to get some comedy in there, which I like. But it's also a great character building movie. It's interesting. It's called Captain America: Civil War. Captain America, played by Chris Evans, is the main character, but the movie almost plays like another Avengers movie because it has pretty much all the Avengers in it. Iron Man's in it quite a bit. Of course, you got Winter Soldier, big storyline there. You got Wanda and Vision, Falcon, War Machine. Let's see if I missed anybody. I guess Thor's not in there, but you got Hawkeye. Just a lot of the major, Black Widow. You got some of the major Avengers that you'd have in an Avenger movie, but it's called a Captain America movie. Um, and the two directors who did the first or the second Captain America movie, which I'm going to talk about, I think they're called the Russo brothers. Russo brothers. I mean, just amazing what they've been able to do with the MCU with the Captain America character. I mean, the fight choreography is just so amazing, and it introduces two really great characters. The Black Panther, played by Chadwick Boseman, gets introduced here, and also Spider-Man gets introduced into the MCU for the first time, played by Tom Holland. Two really great characters. Oh, yeah, Ant-Man's in here. I mean, just so many great characters. And it's always tough when you have so many characters and trying to balance all of them together and not seem overwhelmed with too many people. This movie does such a great job of balancing everybody out. And one of the best scenes is that airport fight scene between the Captain America team and the Iron Man team. They're teams of superheroes kind of fighting, as it says. It's called Civil War. It's about the fighting of these two groups, kind of is how they came up with that. And that fight at the airport is so great, how they go from each individual fights and the way they edited it together is just, oh man, when I saw it in the movie theater, I was like, wow, this is like some of the best I've ever seen, superhero fighting, and how they able to cut between all the characters. I mean, just amazing. Absolutely loved it. And there's some good emotional parts to the movie at the end, and there's a great fight scene at the end also that's more emotional. Just an incredibly well done movie. Really took superhero movies to another notch, I think. Something I was going to talk about, but I forgot. Oh, it's funny how I was thinking versus movies are just so popular today. We just got King Kong versus Godzilla. I haven't seen, but I hear good stuff about. And then we had Batman versus Superman. Anyways, this kind of goes along with it. I think it came out the same year as Batman versus Superman, so it's very popular to get good guy characters to fight each other for some reason, and then they usually team up to fight a bigger bad. I don't know. It's a weird kind of genre that we come to. I don't particularly always like that, but it works really well in this movie, Civil War, Captain America. All right, so then we're gonna go to number 7, the last Marvel movie I'm gonna talk about today, but not the last on my list. This is Captain America: Winter Soldier. This is the second Captain America movie that came out before Captain America: Civil War. This came out in 2014 also, which that was an incredible summer watching Captain America: Winter Soldier and then Guardians of the Galaxy in the same summer. Both I was just blown away by how good they were, and went way beyond my expectations of what a Marvel movie is going to be. I would say before that, I would say like Iron Man was good, the Avengers was a pretty good movie, but I was kind of disappointed by a lot of the other Marvel movies. It was really not until we get to Winter Soldier, Captain America: Winter Soldier, that it really made the Marvel Cinematic Universe into an okay franchise to a great franchise. Especially when you got this and Guardians of the Galaxy come out the same year, both huge successes, made a lot of money. Really were great, important movies into the franchise. And then you follow that with like Civil War, like I said, and Avengers 2, Age of Ultron, and then we eventually get to Black Panther and the last two Avenger movies. So it really went. Once we got to Captain America: Winter Soldier, I mean, it just got so much better. One is the action. Action is one of the best action movies I've ever seen. I love the way they use Captain America with the shield. He throws it. It's a defense weapon, but yet he uses an offense weapon. So great how he uses it. Also, the Winter Soldier is maybe the best bad guy even though he's not really even a bad guy. He is in this movie for the most part, even though now he's really a good guy character. I guess spoilers for him. But Winter Soldier is one of the best bad guy characters of all time, I think. He's so cool looking. Got the metal arm, of course. But I even love the bandana around his face, whatever, the face mask. And just the way he's able to fight, use knives, use guns. The Captain America Winter Soldier fight on the freeway, great fight. Just amazing choreography. I love what they did with that. You have the fight scene in the elevator where Captain America's fighting like 10 Hydra bad guys. That's a really fun scene because it's a closed space. So they're very creative, really well done. I love the Black Widow, also played by Scarlett Johansson, plays a great part in this. And I love their chemistry together. Captain America and Black Widow was really great. Um, I said, and Anthony Mackie debuts as a Falcon, another good character. I love their chemistry. Um, I love, like I said, got some little comedy in there that works really well. And then the story actually, it really changes the whole story of the MCU as we find out Hydra has actually infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D. Spoiler alert for Captain America Winter Soldier and all MCU after that, is that all of a sudden we have this cool new idea of the bad guys being infiltrating the good guys, and so we can't trust anybody. So it totally changed the dynamic of the franchise itself. So that made it such an interesting view. But anyways, I remember watching this movie theater and just being blown away by the action. And I went and saw it twice, in fact, in the movie theater because I loved it so much the first time. Anyways, I love it. And this is the first movie that the Russo brothers directed. Russo brothers, I don't think I never heard of them until then. I think they're mostly known for TV work. And then they loved Captain America so much, they gave such a great pitch to Disney. They gave him the role, and now Russo brothers, maybe the best director duo of all time, or one of them, because I mean when you think about what they've done with the Captain America franchise and then Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, the most biggest box office hit of all time. Anyways, I can't say enough. I love Captain America Winter Soldier. Great movie. So then we get to the last movie I want to talk about, number 6 movie. It's not a Marvel movie. It's still an action movie though. I do love a good action movie. And I think this is maybe the best action movie I've ever seen in my life. This is John Wick Chapter 2, the second movie in the trilogy. I know they're working on 2 more movies. I think they're going to be 5 movies they're working on. In total, they've done 3 so far. John Wick Chapter 2, and John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. The trilogy is great. I love all 3 movies. Any of the 3 movies could be in my list, but my favorite was this one, Chapter 2. John Wick, the first one, really introduced you to this great character that, I love a great character that is, retires from violence, retires from this life of violence, but then he gets pulled back in. And it's kind of more, the first one more a revenge tale. He's getting revenge because they killed his dog, and so he's getting revenge. This one's not revenge. This one is everybody's out to get him. He's on the run, which I love. It's great, people attacking him. You never know when he's going to get attacked. Just action just so amazing. Keanu Reeves, really great in the main character. It's a great character. I mean, great with his hand-to-hand jiu-jitsu combat. Great with gun work, great with car work, and you love it because Keanu Reeves really did the work just like Tom Cruise does in the Mission Impossible movies. He does all the training. He trains really hard, gun work, fighting, even does his car stunts. I mean, it's pretty amazing what he's done, and is probably in his mid-50s, I believe, maybe by this point, or getting to that point. And I just love the ability of that character to wipe out a whole room of bad guys, and how he's really precise and how he shoots people, shoots them and then goes over here and then shoots them again, and he shoots everybody pretty much twice. Pretty much the second one is in the head because he knows they're dead once he gets them in the head. So even if they're on the ground dying, he'll shoot them again just to make sure. Also, what I love about this movie is the way he not only shoots him, but he has to reload. A lot of movies you don't see the good guy have to reload a whole lot. Just shoot. Maybe every once in a while he has to reload, but I love this, how he, in between as he's shooting, he has to quickly reload his gun, and somehow that reload is almost just as fun to watch as him actually shooting, which is weird to say, but I love the way he reloads his guns in between, or how he grapples somebody into a move, shoots somebody while he has this guy down, and then has to shoot this guy before he moves on. I mean, it's just, the choreography is just so amazing. Very violent movie. I have to admit, one of the more violent movies I've I watch and I've really enjoyed. Um, so you have to take that into effect if you don't like violent movies or not. If you don't mind, I mean, this is I would say this is the best action franchise. Probably my favorite action movie of all time is this John Wick Chapter 2. So that's number 10 through 6. So I just got 5 more movies to talk about in my top 20 movies of 2010s. And I'll do that soon. And it's been a lot of fun reviewing these movies. And thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking the videos. I really appreciate it. I love reading the comments and commenting back. And I really appreciate everybody that's supported me. So thank you and take care.